All right, good morning. We are live. Look, I got that brain right above my brain. Anyway, before we get started, let's hear from one of our sponsors, Tim, with Family First Home Inspection.
Hi, my name is Tim McKean, Family First Home Inspections. I've been doing inspections in the Valley for about 17 years. My inspection reports are very user-friendly, very easy to read, easy to understand. And the best part is I email my reports usually within an hour of completing the inspection. I also can order a termite inspection for you, and as an added bonus, I can order a free roof inspection done by a roofing company. My number is 480-577-5501, or you can email me at the address below. Thanks. Have a great day.
Well, good morning, everyone. Looming off of the presidential election, I think this might be an appropriate topic we're going to be speaking about. For some of you, it's way past the time for a reality check in your life that any goal or expectation that you set will inevitably disappoint you at some point in time. In the game of life, not everything's going to go your way.
What?
It doesn't. But it doesn't mean you give up or quit or cry or just like
maybe cry a little.
Curl yourself into a little ball. Instead, here's what we're going to challenge you to today. That no matter what happens in your life, no matter what outcomes come, what disappointments that you have, become influential, powerful, and even thrive when things aren't going your way. So today on MidWeek MindFreak, we'll be talking about how do you deal with things when they don't go your way, and not only how do you deal with them, but how do you thrive under those circumstances.
Chuck and Angela run multiple million-dollar companies. They are members of RizMedia's Billionaire Club, have coached and mentored thousands of agents, and are international speakers. They say by radically changing your mindset, not only can you change your outlook on life, but affect the actual results you obtain. Welcome to MidWeek MindFreak.
Well, good morning. Hello, Samantha. Good morning.
Samantha. Hello,
Samantha. Good morning to you from lovely Wisconsin.
I don't know if it's lovely.
Well, we just said
she's
it was
lovely.
She's lovely. Anyway, sometimes I think people underestimate their capabilities in life. And the reason why I say that is because when something doesn't go right or your way, you give up. And I think that's a really big sign that you underestimate who you are, your God-given talents, what you're in control of. Simply take a look back in your life. Think back. And we go through these challenges. And I always say, think back a year, 5 years. And you're going to quickly realize that some of the things that you were so worked up about are meaningless.
Yep.
I bet you even find it hard-pressed to even think about some of the things that happened in your life that were so devastating and bad that it didn't really affect you. But yet, it probably cost you a lot of time, anxiety, and money when those things happened.
Anxiety, yeah.
Yeah. Now that you look back, you go, what the heck was I worried about? What did I get all worked up over? Because it really is meaningless. So we're going to talk about the fact that we all have problems. We all have problems. We all deal with them in a different way on how to solve them. And we're going to talk about how do you solve these problems in a way that you're going to actually thrive. Right?
Yes.
That we're going to talk about?
We are going to talk about that.
Well, you're just a woman of many words this morning.
I'm just really shy.
Oh, shit. I can't breathe in this house. All the dust going on. Unbelievable.
It won't be a big deal in like 3 months.
Anyway.
So yeah, we're going to be talking about ways that you can like just think about these things as you're going through life and things aren't going your way, because nobody experiences life with everything going their way.
Nope.
It's just not true. So the first thing I want to talk about is when things don't go your way, how do you react? Like what is your reaction? And you've got to think about this, because you may not even recognize how poorly you react, because nobody makes you mad. And nobody makes you frustrated.
Wow, I got to remember to tell you that next time.
I know. It's hard. It's hard because, you know, like we have this big thing between us where we say pick our battles, like with our kids or with, you know, with whatever circumstances there are, because it really is all about perspective.
And you get mad because I pick every battle.
Sometimes. I mean, that's the thing. When things don't go your way, are you whining? Are you mad? Are you frustrated? What are you doing? Is it a negative reaction? And is it lacking perspective? You know, and some of these other points that we're going to talk about will be about how do you gain that perspective, because we're all human and we're inherently selfish. So we want everything to go our way.
I don't know if everybody's human. Not the way they act sometimes.
Animals. So the first thing is how to be aware of how you react when things don't go your way.
That was it?
That's it. That's the beginning.
That's all you got?
That is the beginning.
All right. The next one is take a step back and evaluate. When something bad happens, just look at the situation of itself. You know, and I know I'm very guilty of this. We're a very, very reactive society. Like, boy, we are quick to jump, quick to react, quick to open our big fat mouths. And I'm just as guilty. And sometimes you realize, gosh, they weren't even saying that. And I just right away reacted. So how do you get around with just not becoming overreactive? So some of the questions you need to ask yourself when something happens is stop and you go, what actually is the problem? Think about it.
Yeah.
Process what actually is the problem. Then think about, are you the only person facing that problem?
Probably not.
But more than likely not.
Mm-hmm.
How does the problem look at from an individual level, a national level, and a worldly level? Because sometimes, like I said, we just went through an election, and we take this on like it's the weight just on us. If it wasn't our candidate who won, like it's the end of the world. And then here's one that you do is think about it when you look at the problem and go, well, is this something that is going to affect me in a year from now, 5 years from now, or even 10 years from now? Think, like I said earlier, think back 5, 10 years. So you can't even remember 5, 10 years ago.
I can't remember 5 days ago.
Thinking back, like clients that we had that just, they were just horrible, or people or agents, and they're not even in our life. You don't even, you're like, oh my gosh, I remember that.
That's true.
So anyway, that's a great exercise to do to catch yourself from stop overreacting all the time, because the society we live in fosters that type of environment.
Yep. Okay, now I'm going to talk about when things don't go your way, venting. I don't think there's anything wrong with venting.
No.
I really don't. I think that you should feel free to vent. And I'm going to talk a little bit more specifically about what I mean by that. And venting is okay, because when you keep all of your emotions inside, hi, Mandy.
Good morning.
I haven't forgotten about you, Mandy. I have not. So when you keep all of your emotions inside, you get ulcers.
Oh, ulcers.
Yeah, and stress and like cancer and all this other stuff. I don't know about that part, but it's no good.
It's a scientific thing.
Maybe
yes.
It's no good to keep everything pent inside. And venting can be very healthy, because if you're venting to the right people, remember we're talking about in the context of you surround yourself with excellent people. Because if you vent to the right people, a couple things can happen. First of all, you could just feel better. You know, a little venting doesn't hurt. But also, if you're venting to the right people, they might help you to gain the right perspective on what's going on and not, do our human overreacting. But the problem is if you linger on your venting, because lingering on venting is either it becomes what? Gossip or chronic complaining, or it becomes a negative mindset.
Nobody wants to be around that. I'm telling you right
it's
now.
awful. It's terrible. It's an energy sucking thing.
You could probably right now think of the people who are just constantly complaining.
Oh, it sucks.
Yes. Oh, Angela, you're one of the most positive.
Oh, that's nice.
You don't get to hang out with her too much.
That's not true. I am positive. So this one that we were just talking about is the venting part. It's okay as long as it doesn't turn into something that's a really negative behavior.
Yep. The next one is realize there's other people out there facing this too. Because we do become this victim mentality society. And the reason why you do is because you just think it's woe is me, everything happens to me. There's 7 billion people in the world today. 7 billion. I can guarantee you ain't the only one things are affecting.
Right.
So maybe that just might help you take a step back and knowing you're not the only one that deals with issues, and will get rid of that self-victimizing mindset.
Last week, a lot of things went, let's call it wrong. But when I actually looked at what was going wrong, I was like, oh man, those are just first world problems. I'm like, that is nothing to get upset about. I mean, perspective is a huge deal. Well, the next one is, if something's happening in your life and the circumstances are, you can feel yourself, when you're about to have a bad reaction or you're getting grumpy or whatever, it really is helpful. This is so hard to do and practice it.
Wait, I don't know that grumpiness because, just so everybody knows, I was born with a cherub-like demeanor.
You see how everyone just jumped off live right now? They just jumped off.
They're all tuning in. And if you don't believe it, I will show you my baby picture.
That's so dumb.
With my cherub.
It is so overplayed. Anyway, I'm just gaining perspective. So, yes, that's true. Look, you guys got to know Sam. Sam is a real estate agent now and a very happy person, but she worked in a cubicle for 20 years. That's the reason why she's a little batshit crazy up here. I would do it to anybody. But the next one is when you feel these things coming up in your life, try to get into a habit of, being slow to react. That's so hard. Maybe get up, walk away, take a deep breath, pray. I don't know, take a walk. If you can interrupt that reactionary feeling you're having, if you can just interrupt it, sometimes that's all it takes for you to get off that really bad reaction and move into a way to think through what's happening in your life with perspective. But that mental or physical break from whatever it is you're about to explode with, whether it's in your own self or like we do like that, it's a healthy way to gain perspective on what's happening.
To touch on that is that what is they called an idiom? Don't cry over spilt milk.
He just wanted to use the word idiom
to show how intelligent. Don't make me break out my cherub-like demeanor.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
But don't cry over spilt milk is.
I actually did kind of cry over milk this morning, didn't I?
Or is it? Oh, you did.
I did.
Right.
I kind of did.
Yes. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that. That yes. So it's don't focus on things that are in the past. Mm-hmm. They're already out of your control. Next one is realize that most of the time, not all the time, could be a lot worse.
That's right. That's true.
It's like, gosh, some people, and I know I say this to you sometimes, you get worked up over something.
I do. Stupid things sometimes.
Really think about what you just got worked up over.
It's the
truth. Don't cry over spilled milk.
I think it's spilled milk.
Nope, spilt. What a
spelt. It was spelt like
PLLT.
that.
Spilt. Yes. Anyway, so realize that for the most part, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Here's how I go through life, and I know you do too, and some people may think we're nuts. I always say, what's the worst that could happen? I die.
And I get to go to heaven.
Oh,
woo!
Man. Like you really, when you live in that perspective, mm-hmm. it's like, gosh, what could happen that's so bad? And maybe that's why we just plug through everything. It's not that bad. Mm-hmm. Anyway, So
but it takes practice, you guys. Our personality types left unchecked are very reactionary, very extreme both ways, right?
Yeah.
The last one I want to say is something that made me really think is when you get mad, like when you get mad at something or you have a bad reaction, whether that's frustrated or I don't know, I think it takes a little bit of time to say, what am I really mad about? Was I really mad about that person cutting me off on the freeway? Or is there something else that I don't drive? So when someone cuts him off on the freeway, so, are you really mad at that? Or are you just frustrated with other things? That happened to me this morning. I was getting worked up about something and I thought, why am I really mad right now? And it had nothing to do with what was happening. And I just had to get over myself.
I know why.
Which part?
The dog, the stupid little dog.
He's not stupid. He's super cute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, if you can even just discover what you're actually angry about, it relieves the pressure and gives you perspective that way.
To put a nice little bow on all of this, guys, there's no perfect timing or condition. There's always going to be problems. Things aren't always going to go your way. Make the best of your life. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Constantly look to achieve and strive and thrive through everything. Because there's no one in this world, there's not one person that doesn't deal with adversities. You ready? I'm going to go on the limb. On a daily basis. Daily.
Yeah, for sure. If you
Daily.
really think about it.
So when you look at successful people, truly successful people, they're dealing with the same crap. They're just reacting to it differently. Be around the right people, guys. Thrive. Get that mindset straight. And we appreciate you tuning in. And if anybody ever wants to connect with us, hear what we're doing.
Talk about your business.
Yep. We're